Hi guys, good morning from Thailand. This is Vicky.
Hello, hey, good morning.
And for today's video guys, we are recording this for those my subscribers and people that messages me in my social media. What are the requirements needed to enter Thailand? So me and Will are discussing the requirements needed entering Thailand. So he booked our ticket like 3 months 3 months prior to our travel, and with that we were able to get a test and go program in which we could have our PCR test prior, like 22 hours prior to arrival, and then another PCR test, and if you are like negative the next day, you are allowed to travel throughout Thailand already. However, it's not applicable this time because of the new updates for the Thailand travel. So there are two more programs that's applicable when you are about to enter Thailand.
Yeah, we want to tell you about this program so that maybe you can also use the chance to travel and meet your loved ones in Thailand. It doesn't have to be like our situation, someone from Philippines and someone from Europe. It could also be from the US or from any other country in the world. And we want to share all the details, and we will give you the links later in this video so that you can see if it works for yourself, if you fulfill all the requirements. But we think this is actually a good plan. This is a good scheme to meet your loved ones. We were only able to meet once last year, and now we're finally meeting again. And it has been so difficult in this COVID time. So we feel like sharing this and maybe bringing some people together is a good thing.
Yes. So the first program that is actually now accepted in Thailand is the Sandbox program, and they make it specific, like Phuket Sandbox program actually.
Yeah.
And with that program, you will need to have the booking.
Yeah, we'll jump right into it. I'll be doing a screen share, and what you will see now is the Thai Pass, Thailand Pass website, or a short Thai Pass. And here you can already see this three different, different options you got. Yeah. As mentioned, the test and go is no longer applicable. If we scroll down, you cannot select it anymore. They have suspended that due to the rising cases and the Omicron variant. So this one is not applicable, and we will not go into it. This is what we have done. But there are two other plans. One is the Blue Zone Sandbox, formerly known as Sandbox program. They edited it a little bit because there's no longer test and go. So that after you stay in the sandbox, after you stay, for example, in Phuket Island, you can still travel to other parts of the country. So this has been changed recently, and we'll get into it. Conditions: traveler from any country, any territory. This is good, and this is new. Before, you had to come from a certain color country list, blah, 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 blah. Now they changed it from any country, anywhere in the world. You will be eligible to enter Thailand. Here's the list of the sandbox areas. We will not go into that. You can check which area you want to visit yourself. We will put the link. Important under this program, you have to be fully vaccinated against COVID, no less than 14 days before traveling. Mm-hmm. So let's say 3 or 5 days you got your last shot and you want to travel to Thailand after, it's not going to work. 14 days before traveling. Then the second thing, you need a booking for 7 days. You have to stay 7 days inside the sandbox. Mm-hmm. And there is an approval list of hotels. Yeah, this SHA Extra Plus or SHA Plus. You can also find the hotels with a label, like a logo of that, on the big websites like Agoda, Hotels.com, and whatnot. The hotels basically tell you that, but if you want to make extra sure, check this link here, also provided on the Thai Pass website. And yeah, this one is for the advanced quarantine. I will go into that later. You need the booking fully approved and paid. They will also ask you for your booking ID. You can request a booking confirmation through these hotels or through the website. For us, it was Agoda, and Agoda then sends you a PDF where all the details are listed. So, and you also need to print that out. That is very important. At Thailand immigration, they require all this stuff that you see here in a print out form. Okay, then you need a negative COVID test, no longer issued than 72 hours before traveling, or actually before arrival. This is a little bit here sketchy. I don't know. It has to be 72 hours before your arrival.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, passport obviously, Thai visa if required. For me, I didn't need a visa as a German citizen. I can get a visa on arrival. Same for Vicky. As a Filipina, she could also get the visa on arrival. Yeah, certificate of vaccination, obviously. You will need that. Then the hotel. This is also all these things. Yeah, the documents. This is what you need to hold in your hand. Like you need a printout version of that. And you need the confirmation for the PCR test. Yeah, there are two PCR tests which you need to do. Like one
in the airport
right after you arrive. Yeah, that you come out of immigration. Yeah, you receive your stamp, but then you would need to go immediately to the area and at the airport. They even don't let you out before you do the PCR test. You do your PCR test, and you register on a website, and then most likely the next day you will get the result of that. And I think then there's a second PCR test after the 7-day period if you want to travel more in the country, where you need to do a second PCR test so that they make sure that within the sandbox you didn't get infected and you will not spread any COVID infection throughout the country.
And also additional to that, for the Filipinas that's gonna travel abroad with a certificate of vaccination, you will need to get the BOQ, or Bureau of Quarantine yellow card. It's like yellow passport from the Philippines that is recognized international. So that's what you need as a certificate of vaccination. So if you are fully vaccinated, you will need to register or set an appointment a day prior to your travel with that certain agency. Like you need to go to the BOQ. There is one in Cebu, and maybe in all other countries in the cities in the Philippines. You will just have to search for the BOQ because it's important. The Filipino embassy needs that before you go out of the country. So you will need to get the BOQ as your certificate of vaccination. That's just an additional for the Filipinos traveling to Thailand, and of course insurance with minimum coverage of 50,000 US dollars during your whole stay. That's also very important because, even before I went to Maldives, that's the one thing I didn't get, and he wouldn't let you out from the immigration. So, also, if you are a Filipina and it's the first time you're gonna be traveling with your fiance, with your boyfriend, going out of the country, the Bureau of Immigration would ask you, who are you traveling with? Of course, your ticket or hotel accommodation should have your name, not only with your partner, right? Like for example, we'll book for our hotel. It's not his name there. It's not just his name, but it's our names together because it's very important for the Bureau of Immigration of the Philippines to see your name there to make sure that you are really in that hotel, that you will be staying in that hotel. They will ask you more further information. So I would say if ever you are being invited by your boyfriend, it must be best way to have the affidavit of support from your man and also the copy of his passport. That's what the thing that we first did with Will when I went to Maldives, and this time it's easier for me because the record is already there. So that's just an additional information for the Filipinos.
Yeah, and with that, we were actually looking up the affidavit of support, and I think back in the day I found one version on the Filipino embassy website. I think it was from UAE, I'm not sure, and I modified it with my details, and they were asking me, okay, I need to put my full registered address from Germany. They were asking my employer and my monthly salary, and there are additional points like, okay, I will vouch for Vicky that she would not break any laws. within the country we're traveling to, in this case Thailand, and that I would support her coming and going, and I would guarantee that she would not look for employment in here and stuff like that. So yeah, this is also if you're, especially if you're traveling the first time with your partner to a foreign country and you're not traveling together. This is the situation here now where I was traveling from Germany, she was traveling from Philippines, and we're meeting here somewhere in the middle. Otherwise, they might not let her out of immigration. Even in Philippines, they would be like, "Ah, okay, you have all the booking and all that, but like, how can we guarantee that you're not just gonna run away and not come back?" Mm-hmm. So yeah, and alongside with the affidavit, also she needed a photocopy of my passport to guarantee this is not just some fake paper she created herself. Yeah.
So that's for the Filipinas that had been asking me what are the requirements needed. So those are the requirements, guys, for the Sandbox program. And there's another one for not fully vaccinated or for the unvaccinated travelers. You could still also enter Thailand with this another program.
Yeah, and this is the alternative quarantine program, again, from any country, and you would need to stay
14 days.
Yeah, between 7 and 14 days, and would be able to travel in Thailand thereafter. Again, here you will not need to be fully vaccinated.
But still vaccinated.
No, I think you don't even need to be fully vaccinated or even vaccinated. I think any traveler could apply to the scheme. I'm not sure if they have a certain amount of people they would only allow, or how it works. Yeah, you again need to have a hotel booking, but this time not from the SHA Extra Plus list, but from the AQ hotel list. This is a special program, and I think within this program, actually, you are really only allowed to stay inside the hotel. So with this hotel booking, it will be also more expensive because you would have breakfast, lunch, and dinner included in the hotel. With the SHA Extra Plus, you could just book, for example, with a breakfast and then go out later for lunch, because you will be receiving your negative PCR test most likely the next day, and then you're eligible to go. I think with the alternative quarantine, you really need to stay
inside the
hotel, and you cannot travel across the country or wherever. Yeah, and then just after the quarantine stay, you would be eligible to travel abroad, or not abroad, but within Thailand.
Yeah.
Again, you would need the passport, Thai visa required, fully booked hotel, and again the amount for the PCR test, and then insurance with minimum coverage. So these are almost identical. And I would say this one is also, if maybe you are not fully vaccinated or not vaccinated and you want to meet, and it is about meeting your partner, this would also work very well, because you could spend the quarantine together in a hotel room. And my advice for this is go and book a hotel which is directly at the ocean, directly at the beach, because I'm very sure even you are in the quarantine inside your hotel, they would let you go to the beach. Maybe you just have your small area where you can chill at the beach. But if you're just in a hotel somewhere inside the city, you would be only in your hotel room. So for this one, my recommendation would be try to find a hotel which is at the beach, so that at least during that 14 days of quarantine, you could enjoy a little bit the beach other than just enjoying yourself in the room.
Yes. So those are the options that you could use if you want to travel in Thailand, and if you want to stay out in the Philippines to meet your loved ones, or just simply traveling because the Philippines is not open yet. So Thailand is a good alternative for that for now, and hopefully Philippines will open soon for you guys to be able to travel and meet your loved ones and to meet me. Anyways, thank you everyone, and I will see you in the next video. If you like the video, don't forget to click that like button. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, consider subscribing my channel. And of course, click the notification bell, press that all for you to be able to get updates on my latest video. And upcoming video will be the whole footage of our stay in the hotel for like the length of maybe 30 days, 28 days. So thank you guys.
Yes, thank you. And if you have any questions, feel free to message us, message Vicky through her channels here. And yeah, we'll be happy to answer the questions, or maybe even if there's something interesting coming up, make a new video. So feel free to interact and chat with us, send us a message, and we're happy to help. All right, guys.
And also, if you want to have suggestions for the next video that you want to see me doing here in Thailand as a Filipina or us as a couple, please don't forget to click that comment button below, and we will be happy to give you our answers or our upcoming video for you guys later. So see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye.